Hello students, welcome to online class. Hope you are doing great. I'm Miss Adana Ogu, and in this class, we'll be looking at a topic in agricultural science for SS2. So far, so good. We've treated topic for week 1 to week 6. I hope you've watched the video and you've copied the note and done the assignment that are attached to it. Please try as much as possible to do that. So in this particular class, we'll be looking at a topic in agricultural science, like I said before, for SS2. So the topic is economic principles. Now we are going to be looking at the principles of demand and supply. Let's look at our learning objective. Number 1, to be able to define demand and state the law of demand, explain the factors that affect demand for agricultural produce, graphically represent demand, define supply, state the law of supply and graphically represent demand, explain the factors influencing the supply of agricultural produce, describe the influence of demand and supply on price, and then lastly, you should be able to explain the law of diminishing return and its importance in agricultural production. These are the things we hope to achieve at the end of this class. So let's go into the topic proper, demand. Demand can be defined as the quantity of a commodity an individual is willing to buy at a specific price in a given market. So what we were saying in essence is that the particular amount of product you are willing to pay for at a specific price when you go to a market is known as demand. For example, if you have a list of things you want to buy, maybe in the market, and you wrote a price against it, maybe when you get to the market and the price have increased, you will be forced to reduce the amount that you wanted to buy of that particular commodity. So that particular amount you are willing to pay for at that particular time is known as your demand. So in fact, we cannot say that the law of demand states that all things being equal, as prices increase, quantity demanded will be low, while at prices decrease, quantity demanded will be low. Meaning, we are saying that other things being equal, more of a commodity is demanded for at lower prices than at higher prices. So it means that there is inverse relationship between demand and the price of commodity you want to pay for. So as one increases, as prices increases, demand will decrease. As prices becomes low, goes down, becomes lower, the demand for a commodity may increase. So that's the law of demand. Next, we look at the factors that influence demand for agricultural produce. Number 1 is disposable income. This means the amount that a particular individual is willing to spend on goods and services. Now, for certain products, like let's take an example, cheese, pizza, these are some products that when income increases, demand for them will increase. So as an individual's income increases, he will want to go for luxuries like that because those are luxuries. But in the case of commodities like, let's say, rice, yam, and beans, as income increases, demand for a commodity will decrease. Now, let me tell you the reason that would be so. Because individual is when an individual is earning less, he will want to buy more of rice, beans, and yam because that's what is basically eating in the homes. But when his income increases, he might reduce the amount of rice, beans, and yam and want to buy some other luxurious things like pizza and cheese to substitute for the as in not to substitute for it, to complement the rice, beans, and yam. So that is disposable. Another factor is population. As population increases, demand also increases. Now, taste and preferences. Taste, when an individual taste changes, there will be more demand for that particular commodity that he now prefers over the other one. Take for example, there are various variety of beans in the market. Maybe an individual suddenly got to know about a new variety. He might just stop buying the old one he used to buy and start buying the new variety he just discovered. So the amount for that particular variety of beans, the demand for that particular variety of beans will increase for that individual, but it might not affect the aggregate market. So taste and preferences can also affect, can also influence the demand for agricultural produce. Then we have another factor like substitute. The presence of a substitute, for example, in the presence of fresh corn, individuals who want to buy, we consume less of starch, other starchy foods. So they will go for fresh corn because of the presence of fresh corn. Take another example. Let's use turkey and chicken. In the presence of turkey and chicken, individuals who want to maybe go for turkey because turkey is cheaper instead of chicken, because chicken is expensive, and vice versa. Whichever one is cheaper at a particular side, the individual will want to go for it. So prices, that brings us to prices. So when the price of a commodity is high, the demand for it will become lower. So for example, when turkey is more expensive than chicken, more of chicken will be demanded for, while turkey will be less in demand. So that's how prices affect demand of agricultural produce. Then another thing is weather condition. Weather condition, for example, in the cold season, a lot of people will want to consume hot pap, for example, substances like hot pap. So pap will be in high demand than other starchy food. So the weather condition can determine the amount of produce demanded for. Next, we look at demand curve. Now, demand curve is the graphical representation of demand. That is, it shows the graphical representation of a demand schedule. Now, a demand schedule is a table showing the relationship between price and quantity of a commodity demanded for. Take a look at this example. Look at this example we have here. This is a demand schedule. So you have the prices from 10 to 2, and you have the quantity of a commodity demanded from 50 to 90. Now, you will notice that as prices start decreasing from 10 to 2, the quantity of produce demanded for starts increasing from 50 to 90. So that shows you the inverse relationship between demand and price of a commodity. Now, if you plot a graph of price against quantity of a commodity demanded for, you notice that there is the curve move from up to down. There's a straight line curve where quantity demanded is decreasing as, quantity demanded is increasing as prices decrease, while quantity demanded for reduces as prices increases. So this we have here is known as, this is a demand curve, and this is a demand schedule showing the relationship between price and quantity demanded, while the curve, that's the graphical representation of price against demand. Next, we look at another one. We have apples. Price for apples, we have from 5 to 40, and then you have, as the prices are increasing, less of apples are being demanded for. So when a graph is plotted for that, we have the plot of price against quantity of apple demanded. And you see that there is gradual decrease in quantity demand. There is gradual decrease in quantity demanded as you move from down to up. So as price increases, quantity demanded decreases as price increases, quantity demanded decreases. As price increases, quantity demanded decreases. Good. So next, we look at supply. Supply is the quantity of farm produce a farmer is willing to sell at a specific price, time, and place. So the quantity of commodity a particular farmer will sell at a specific amount and at a time and a place is known as supply. So the law of supply states that as prices of a commodity increases, the supply for that commodity will increase as well. So more commodities will be supplied at higher price than at lower price. So that's the law of demand of supply. Let's look at the curve. You see the curve. As price increases from 1 to 2, P1 to P2, the quantity demanded for also increases from Q1 to Q2. So this is known as a supply curve. Hope we are getting that. Now, next we look at the factors that influence supply of agricultural produce. The factors that influence supply of agricultural produce are: one, price. Price is one of them. As price increases, quantity supplied will also increase. While as price decreases, quantity supplied will decrease as well. Now, another factors that will let me quickly explain. Throw a little light on that price thing. If a farmer knows that he's going to sell, let's say, rice, a bag of rice for 20,000 naira, he will supply more of rice to the market than when rice is being sold at 50,000 naira, because price have reduced. The farmer will want to keep some of the rice and wait for the price to increase. So when the price increases, he will sell more of his product. So as price increases, supply increases as well. Cost of production. Cost of production can also affect supply. When the cost of production is too high, that means there will be little quantity of produce produced. So there will be low supply of that commodity. But when cost of production is low, more will be produced and so more will be supplied to the market. Production technology, that means using of improved technology and machinery. So when there is presence of improved technology and machinery, for example, tractors, instead of using cutlasses and hoes, the farmer cost of production will reduce when cutlasses and hoes, when the farmer uses machinery, because he cannot produce more by using machinery compared to when he uses a crude implement. He will be able to just produce just a little. So supply will be reduced when there is no need, when technology was not used. Another factor is substitute. The presence of substitute. For example, you can have in a market, maybe you have two variety of beans, like I said before, two variety of beans. The beans with which is more costly in the market will be in more supply than the one that is of low price. So the presence of substitutes like that will determine the price of a commodity. Take another example, wheat and rice. If wheat is more expensive than rice, the farmer will want to invest in wheat so that he can make more gain than investing on rice. So that will affect the supply of rice. Rice will not be in low supply, while wheat will be in more supply. Then subsidies and taxes. Subsidies are like benefit given to the farmers, so by the government. So when they have such benefit, they will produce more. But when there is event of tax, when there is taxation on certain produce, especially produce that are being exported out of the country, the farmers will, maybe there is increase in tax, the farmer will reduce their supply. So subsidies will help increase supply, while taxes will reduce supply of farm product. Then weather conditions, like too much rainfall or too little rainfall, can affect the output of agricultural produce. So when the output is too low, the farmer will want to will have less to supply, so there will be less supply of such produce in the market. Next one, we look at the influence of demand and supply on price. in a free market, the forces of supply and demand will determine the price of a commodity. So when the amount demanded for and the amount supplied are equal, it is known as that, the price tag is known as equilibrium price. Take for example, in this graph, you see this is a plot of demand. You see the demand, inverse proportion between price and quantity demanded for, while the plot of supply is direct proportion between price and quantity demanded for. So you see the equilibrium price is at 30. So it means that at price 30, the quantity demanded for and the quantity supplied were equal. So that is known as equilibrium price. So this is a plot of equilibrium price showing the amount of produce supply and the amount of produce demanded for at a specific time. Now, next we look at law of diminishing return. The law of diminishing return states that if an increasing amount of a particular factor is added to a fixed quantity of other variable factors per unit time, the total output will increase to a point where further increase in the amount of the variable factor will decrease the output. Now, let me explain what this means. Variable factor means a factor that is changing in amount, while fixed factor is a factor that is fixed, is not changing. Let's say, for example, a particular area of land where crops are planted. If a farmer is to apply fertilizer to that area of land, as he's applied, that fertilizer is a variable factor, while the land, the area of land with the crop cultivated there is a fixed factor. So when the farmer starts applying fertilizer, the yield of the crop will start increasing. But as he keeps adding more and more fertilizer, the yield keeps increasing until it gets to a point where if he adds more of the fertilizer, the yield will start decreasing because there is too much concentration of the fertilizer in that particular land at that point. So that too much fertilizer will cause the plant to start doing badly. So the yield will become low, or it might even damage the crop. So another example is, let's look at this graph. This will explain it better for us. A plot of land to be cultivated by some number of laborers. If you look at this table, you have QL, quantity of labor, which is number of worker. TP, that's total product, which is total output. MP is marginal product. I will explain how to get that. Then average product, which is total product over quantity of labor. Now, when the first laborer was employed, the total output was 2, marginal output was 2, and average output was 2. Average output is 2 over 1, so you have 2. Then when a second worker was employed, a second laborer, the total output increased, which is 5, and marginal output is 5 minus 2, which gives us this 3. So average output will be 5 over 2, which is 2.5. Then when a third laborer is employed, you have 9 as the total output. That is, output also increases, and then you have marginal output as 4. 9 minus 5, and then average output is 3, all the way down to 8. You see all of that. Now notice, as the number of laborers keep increasing, the total output kept increasing until you get to laborer number 7. Then the output decreases. That is known as diminishing return. Now, if you look at the marginal output, when the fourth laborer was employed, you see the marginal output decreased to 3. Although the total output also was still increasing, but the marginal output was decreasing. Then you see that this law of diminishing return is very useful because the farmer can actually calculate to know when to stop employing labor. Now, this is caused, for example, when the farmers keep employing more labor, there is room for people to start being lazy, start gisting around because there are more people to work. So they can now sit down and start gisting. But if they are the only one and they know that there's a particular amount of area of work they have to put in a particular day, they will have to do it, and not, they will not even have anybody to gist with or make noise with. So this is very important in agricultural science in the following way. It helps the farmer to determine the best proportion of the various parts of production to combine. It also helps the farmer to know when to stop adding more input of the variable factors to fixed factors. So it helps him determine when to stop or when not to stop. So that is one important. Then it helps the farmer to minimize cost and avoid wastage of resources in order to make profit. So these are the importance of diminishing return. I hope we understood what I've said so far. So this is where I'm going to end the class for today. The note has been uploaded to the school website and is week 7 note. So please do make the effort to copy the note and do the assignment that is attached to it. In case of any question, please get in contact with me. I will answer your question as soon as I get them. Make sure you play the videos 2 or 3 times so that you can get a better understanding of what has been just said. Thank you so much for listening, and God bless you. Keep staying safe. So until I come your way next time, I'm Miss Adana Ogu. Thank you very much.